Wowzers, that was tense, wasn't it? Was that just me? Oh, that was horrible. Anyway, 2 wins out of 2 away. It feels good. Leeds United are changing that away form around. The lads are getting it, starting to understand. They're starting to do it. They're starting to do it. They're starting to do it. I'm really happy. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the match, what I thought of it, as well as the player ratings within the game. There's some controversial ones in this, by the way. Just a warning. Trigger warning. I've not done the goalkeeper because, again, I can't be bothered with people. One save to make, did a decent job with it. I genuinely can't remember anything else. But let's get into the real stuff. Right. Shout out to Meslier. 2 saves in 2 games and he's done them. That's all I can ask for at this point. Now, centre-backs. I thought Joe Rodon was absolutely colossal in this game. I do. I thought he was absolutely colossal. I thought Pascal was colossal-esque, but Rodon just stood out to me, just 1 or 2%. It's the moments where you need that last second timing, that reading of the game, understanding of the game, and just being there in the precise moment you need to be to make an interception. And he was always there. Anything that really came in and around the box, he seemed to deal with. You know, his recovery runs, as usual, are an absolute joke. Getting across the pitch really well. Even going on Pascal's side once or twice when Pascal's been beaten, making it there. But then not only doing that, getting the ball, and when he's won it back, driving with it. Driving forward with the ball. Whether the manager wants him to do that, I'm not sure, but I liked it, so I'm going to give it a good rating. He just looked so confident in possession, did Joe Rodon, which is something that he usually is. But he did it a lot today. Yesterday, he did it a lot. I was really, really impressed with him. He gets it. He gets this. He's in this for the fight. He's 100%, without doubt, up to where he was last year now. He has been for the last month or so for me. But that performance was really good. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I can't fault it, really. I think he got beat once. He did get done a little bit. But apart from that, relatively solid. I really did want to give him a 9. But I'm not going to. 8.5 is a solid performance for me. And Pascal, on the other hand, very similar. He just got beat once or twice positionally. He was very aggressive, which was fine. But there's 1 or 2 times he was just half a second off it. And he got beat, or they passed it in behind. It's just those little moments for me that didn't quite give him that higher mark. But he was very solid again. They were both really good on the ball. And that's the thing that I think it goes underrated with these two. Just how much we rely on our centre-backs on the ball, by the way. Every game, we rely on them a lot. They probably get the most touches in terms of passes. They probably do. At every move, we rely on them on the ball, and they're so consistent with it at the feet. They very, very rarely make passing mistakes. And that's such an underrated theme, I think, that we don't really speak about that much. We kind of just say it as a passing comment. Yeah, they're all right on the ball. They're very competent on the ball. Every game, they have a lot of passes, and they come off really well. But yeah, I thought they were brilliant. Fullbacks, I'm not going to spend too much on the fullbacks. I thought it was a good game for the fullbacks. But Bogle, again, continued where he left off. Obviously, didn't get the heights if he did the other day, because that was a ridiculous performance. But it was good. Constant threat, constant theme throughout the game was Bogle attacking, really giving them overloads on that right side, really being an option out there. But the fact of the matter is, you know, we didn't really use our fullbacks as much as we did in the previous game. The wingers, when they came central, they played very central today. They didn't really look out enough for me. But we'll get on to them in a minute. And Byron was consistently fine. He didn't really get involved in the final third, but again, in the build-up, it was good. He held the ball well. He made the right decisions. But let's get into the interesting positions now. The midfielders, and I want to shout out to Ethan Ampadu. I said the game after he weren't in there, we miss him. Said it, and people have said, what's he going? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? He's not good enough, this, that. I don't know where any of it's come from, because he had 1 or 2 games, probably 2, maybe 3 at a stretch at the start of the season where he wasn't great. But before he got injured, the 3 games before he got injured, he was very good. He was back to his best. People have forms, they go in and out of it. He's been out for so long, and he's putting in this type of performance. This type of performance, having been out for so many months, this type, that's a joke. That is a sign of what he is. He is our steel. He is our cold-blooded steel in that midfield. I said at the start of the season, I need him to be a little more of a bit more of an arse. That's what I want to see from him. Just be an arse. Don't let people boot you around. Win fouls. Do the dirty stuff. Be aggressive. And he's come back from this injury, and he's doing that. He is. There was a few times he got kicked and stuff. He got up and he said something to him. I love it. You know, every single time we needed that interception or someone to sniff out that spare ball, he was there. And this is what I kept saying about Tanaka and Rothwell. They're good in terms of their brain is brilliant and they'll adapt to what they need to, but they're not them defensive players. Look at the difference of Ampadu. Look how much steel we have in there. He's so key to this team. You know, people forget about this. He was probably our most consistent player last year. I think he had 1 or 2 bad games in the entire season. He's a key part of this team. He's probably the most important individual player. Individual player for me. He's so good. And he was excellent. And he's come back from such a long time. And he's just come back in. He's slotted in there. He's playing with tempo. He's playing with speed. You know, the things that he's criticised for. His mind's changed now. It feels like he's the one that's pushing that pace of the game. Good. It's a mentality thing in this team. And against Derby, away from home, it showed that they're willing to put their foot on it every second. A very good performance from Ampadu. Tanaka, 6.5. I thought it was solid. Teams are doing, they're snuffing him out. They're adapting their play to him. They're pressing him quicker. Watch how they do it. They're setting traps. Whenever he gets it, they're tight. They're real tight. They're making it difficult for him. And I noticed in the other game as well with Rothwell, when he was in there, he was very similar. Very similar. So we need to figure that out. But he grew into the game, didn't he? And I think for the last 25 minutes, he was absolutely brilliant. Getting it under pressure. He still hardly loses the ball. It weren't much different. He was solid as usual. There's just 1 or 2 moments where I feel he was a little quiet in the game. But for the most part, very good. Obviously. But yeah, there's the questions now. Who do you play? Is it Rothwell or Tanaka? Because Ampadu is 100% in that team. I'd stick with this. Just because I think in games where we are heavily dominant on possession with the 4 in front, I don't think we necessarily need as much that driving from midfield. When you have players like all the forwards who can drop deeper and stuff like that, there'll be games where that is 1000% required. And in those games, Rothwell plays 100% without a doubt. There's also games where the midfield doesn't need to do that because you know you've got your fullbacks, you've got your 4, you've got 6 there that can do that. You don't need a 7th, you know, so they can just keep that ball ticking and ball speed, all that fun stuff. So yeah, like good options to have in there. And each week I'm honestly not bothered who it is who starts. Like, I don't care. This is it. I absolutely love Tanaka as a player. I think he's unbelievable. But if Rothwell's chosen over him, not a problem at all because he's also a class player, he's Rothwell, and he's done really well for Leeds. It's going to get controversial now, right? I was not impressed. Sorry, look, I was not impressed with them. I'll be honest. Everyone knows. Well, you should know by now, unless some people that watch these say things I'm convinced they don't listen because they just say, "Why didn't you do this?" I mentioned it in the video. Please listen. You don't even really need to watch; you just need to listen. You know, I could probably do this in audio version. You know, yeah, I give Ramazani a 4 and Wilfred a 5.4. Wilfred, Nonto a 5.5. Fundamentally, I just don't think they were effective enough. I just don't think they did enough in this game. I keep saying, I've said for the last 3 weeks, Ramazani's not fit yet. He's not, you can see, fit. He's not sharp. He's not sharp yet. He's been out for 6 weeks. He's been out for 6 weeks. I honestly hate to do this. I said this, but he's been out for 6 weeks. I've never seen a player been out for 6 weeks and be fit as they were before they went out 2 or 3 games later. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And he looked off it. He didn't look. He looked like we were missing that 10% of pace. And again, that's fitness and sharpness. That's been match sharp. Confidence in 1v1 wasn't there. That's what I need to see more from both of these. I'm so big on your 1v1 duels with your fullback. You've got to beat them. You've got to beat them. I think bar one time, I don't think they did. I think there's one or two moves where they did. Apart from that, I think the fullback's got the better of them. And that's where the improvement needs to come in. The confidence has to come back. The fact of the matter is, Wilfred Gnonto's still a young man, and we forget that. He's got to realise what he's got to do in this team to get into it. And it's not just be your name, Wilfred Gnonto. You know, look at the players that are coming in. Look, they might not have a higher ceiling than you. They probably don't. He's probably got the highest ceiling in the squad. But it's just a ceiling right now. Like I said, he's got the talent, obviously. But to apply that week in, week out in tough physical battles. You've got to really push deep to beat that defender. Because you are better than all them players around you. That's the fact of it. He's better than the Championship defenders that he's up against. He's not proving it. He's not showing it enough for me. Shows it in spurts. Maybe 10, 15 minutes, he was really good. Goes quiet. Then his passing isn't quite on there. His 1v1s, and that's the main thing for me as a winger. Your 1v1s have got to be effective. You've either got to take your man on, or you create a 1-2, like we did for the goal. You've got to be effective. Every time the ball went up there, I feel like the decision was wrong. If these two want to get back in the team, and this is a great problem to have, by the way, because they're two quality players. But if these two want to come in the team, they're not getting in there because of the name or because they played in La Liga, which, you know, I know people online are big about. He was amazing in La Liga, so which means he should start in this team. People have been clamouring about it since he came back, which I said they would. You've got to earn that right. It's football. I don't care where you played, who you played for, who you are. You've got to earn your right in this league. In any team, in any league, you've got to earn your right. You just come in because of who you are and how good you can be, then you won't be your best self. It's as simple as that. I'm so glad that Solomon and James are making impacts, because that is going to push these two up, because they need to be up. We need them to be better, because they're very important players for Leeds United. I don't think Gnonto was horrible in the first half. I thought he had moments where he was good and moments where he wasn't. But in the second, both of them, he struggled massively. And I think they needed to come off earlier. I don't think they were getting in the game. I think they know that. You could tell when they came off they weren't happy. Chances were missed as well. They'll learn. I hope they learn from this. It's tough. You know, this is not a situation where you can just come into a team and you're unknown, and as Gnonto did in the Premier League, and it was one of them situations where, you know, he comes in and there's no pressure on him because no one really knew who he was at that point. This isn't that anymore. You are the big name. And maybe he doesn't want that anymore. Well, if that's the case, fine. You don't have to be. And right now, Dan James is that name. And he's got that experience under him that he can deal with that now, Dan James. Gnonto's a young guy. Everyone forgets he's 20, or I think he's 20 still. He's so young. But the fundamentals of the wingers were not there. They were not there. The clean decision making was not there for the most part. This is not every moment, by the way. I know people will be. But he did this, yeah. Talk about a 90-minute game or a 70-minute game that they played. I needed more from them. I needed a lot more from them. And I don't think Ramazani personally, I wouldn't have started him. Maybe he looked great in training, potentially. Maybe Farker just really wanted to rotate. He didn't want to injure Solomon or James, who have had little injury problems this season or in their career, which I understand 100%. But these two are far off them two at the moment. Yeah. Striker, we'll talk about Matteo before I talk about Brendan Aronson. Probably similar situation for Matteo. Again, a chance he probably should have done better with. But I think it's just his general all-round play at the moment. He's not playing with confidence. Another young man who most of the fan base are acting like is a 28-year-old veteran striker that can impact the game in every way, shape or form at every minute. The fact of the matter is that is not the case, because as a young, inexperienced, do not devalue experience. It is absolutely vital at any level, unless your absolute levels above the league. Experience is massive. He's not got any. And to think in your brain that this guy should be the answer to the only option at the number 9. He's got to start, even if he's not playing well. He's got to play through that. Fact of the matter is, this season isn't a long-term project for Leeds United. This is a project to get them in the Premier League now. It's now or never, basically. We can't rely on a long-term project of a player. We're just not in that situation. When we're solidified in the Premier League, or when we're in the Premier League and you've got that top striker there, Matteo can come in and play more minutes. You probably can. Right now, I realised I spelled his name wrong. Matteo Joseph. It's late. I know it's Joseph, so someone in the comments tells me, by the way. But yeah, I just need more from him. I need more from him. Again, it's that decision making, that understanding of when to make decisions as well. And the output's got to be better. He gets at least one good chance every game. I need to score more from him. And I have to say this every week because I've seen it online. The people that refuse to criticise certain players and never criticise a player based on anything other than what I see them play. I'll mention it again. I've done 2 videos on this guy last year and 1 year before that, by the way, about how much I rate him and how big of a career and future he's got at this club or at another. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be his yes man. Any player, I'm analysing the performance, and the performance has to be better. There's no ifs and buts. He's got to do better. Got it in him. Of course he's got it in him. But it's similar to the other 2. I need more. I need a little more. And that's fine. He's a young man. You know? It's what it is. That's fine. There's things I love about his game. He's got to be more aggressive, for one, though. 100% got to be more aggressive. And that comes into holding your man off, being aggressive, getting there, finishing off the press. He doesn't finish the press off enough. He's got to be more aggressive for me. Be angry out there. You know? More of a box presence. Vary his runs a little bit as well. And then be clinical. These things needs to improve. Brendan Aronson, big up Matteo. He's a good young player and I like him a lot. I just hope he improves because I want to see him prosper. I really do. Brendan Aronson, I'm seeing this guy getting criticised more than anyone and I genuinely cannot believe it. I genuinely cannot believe it. He had a very good game again. He's been playing very well recently. People are now saying, look, I was wrong on Aronson. I've seen people online say it. I was wrong on Aronson. Now he's scoring. For me, I don't really care about that. The reason you play him in the position, look at his positional play. It's what we did in the video a few weeks ago. He's always in them spaces. On the half turn, effective every time. It's a danger. He can't be marked. His movement is brilliant. That goal today, by the way, was exactly what Farker wants from his number 10. That one right there. He was involved deep in the build-up. And then he got on the end of it in the box. That's what the 10 needs to do. Start deep, crash the box, finish the goal. Look at Norwich's team. Look at his Borussia Mönchengladbach team. Watch what his 10 does. His 10 drops deep to start the build-up. And then his 10 attacks the box. That's what a Daniel Farker 10 does. They're not necessarily playmakers. They're people who can score goals in the box. Link up play, then get in the box and be a presence. And that's exactly what he did. Perfect goal for the number 10. Excellent finish, and exactly what the manager would have been looking for. And that's what he needs to do more consistently. He has to stay more central. That's his role. I know Farker mentioned he comes out wide too much. He has to stay more central and create those runs, make those runs in behind. They're the key role. That's the key role for him. And he's very good today. Should have scored another one early on. Cool. Matteo should have scored one. Ramazani should have scored one. Ampadu should have scored one with that header. Who cares? It happens. It is what it is. Don't matter. The 10 should be scoring that. Anyone in front of goal should be scoring it, people. This is the... If you're a centre-back and you've got an header 4 yards away, you should be scoring it. You know? You're in those positions, you should score it. As simple as that, no matter who you are. But he did. It was a great goal. A really good goal. Excellent build-up. I thought it was brilliant. I want to mention these 3. Solomon, James and Perot. I think it was on Joe's stream. And I mentioned maybe on my video after the last match. About how when when Pirro plays, he's much, much better with Solomon and Aaronson around him. Said it on Joe's. Much better. He plays so well with them around him because they do all the movement for him. And what else they do, when they give him the ball, they give him a clear run, which is why Joel Pirro moves the ball quick. He's brilliant. When he holds on to it a little more, it gets slower or cumbersome. If he's got that option to pass straight away, usually the way it passes is excellent. And that's exactly what he has when he has Aaronson. Because Solomon will wait. He'll slow it down if he has to. He's not just gung-ho. He'll look at the play. Where's the 1-2? Where can I drag a person out with my pass? And then can I get in that space where I've dragged him out? Look at the goal. The pass to Pro is so good. First of all, he finds the space between the three defenders, in between them all. Checks the shoulder, scans. Byron gives him the ball in that space. That's it. You've done it. You're in. 1 or 2 movements and you're in. Gives the ball Pro, but the pass is so good because the weight of it, it's hard enough where the defender doesn't get there. But it drags him out and it tempts him. It just leaves that space and Aaronson's read the move. And it's important because when Solomon does it, he hesitates just for half a second. And that's what allows Aaronson to go, oh, that's me in there. Heroes on the same wavelength. Them three together are really good. Their movement is excellent. They're smart players. They understand where space is. And then Dan James came on and did his thing as usual. Should have scored another one. So we should have probably got 5 or 6, which was frustrating me, I'll be honest. Again, we have to still get on top of this. It is getting a bit frustrating. It has been all season, it is what it is. The combinations between Solomon, Pirro and Aaronson are things that are going to get us a lot of goals this season. But yeah, it's a good win. The manager got it spot on with his changes. I don't mind rotation because all the players are good enough, but Dan James and Solomon are best wingers at this point in the season, I'll be honest, and I think they need to play. The Pirro-Joseph thing, I need more from Joseph. Pirro is impacting off the bench, so is that a new number 9, potentially? But anyway, thank you for all the support. Let's keep this up. We're a good team when we want this. We're a good team when we play. We're a quality team when we play. We just need to keep doing it, man. Full self-belief. Don't become arrogant. Don't become lackadaisical with this. Keep going. Because we've seen it before with these lot. When we get these big wins, all these good runs of form, 2 away wins now. Next one will be the banana skin. Win that. Stay on this train. Don't play with pressure. Play with fun. Play with freedom. You're better than everyone else. Play with that mentality because you are. But you've got to earn it though. Don't go on the pitch thinking that this is going to be easy. Go on the pitch thinking this is going to be easy if we do what we know we can. That's on and off the ball. That's aggression. That's mentality. All that side of it. And then please just be clinical, lads. Because my God, I was getting stressed with them finishes today. But yeah, shout out to everyone who watches. You're all legends. Transfer content is coming very, very soon. I've took my time with it. I've been watching a lot. Too much football for these videos. So please watch them. You're all legends. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye bye. Peace.